Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm at home because they told me to go home or to stay home for 10 days. So I figured I'd just pop in here and see what's up, eat an orange, see if anybody got any questions, or eat a tangerine. We got a few people in here. Yeah, hey, what's up, John? My son was diagnosed with COVID yesterday, and my wife and my son's very healthy. He's one of them kids, 19 years old, goes to the gym, benches 250, that kind of stuff. And my wife, she's a yoga person, and so she's pretty healthy. I mean, not that yoga makes you healthy, but Um, anyway, she started feeling bad last night. She thinks she has it, but she doesn't want to go get tested, so I'm stuck in my room. Work protocol for work has me to quarantine for 10 days if I've had any contact with anybody that's been positive. So, hey, what's up, Shane? So, anyway, I'm stuck here. I don't get to go to work, don't get to go play, don't get to go ride. So, my wife and son are sleeping right now, so we can't watch TV and stuff. What's happening, Robert? So, I figured I'd just pop on here and eat a couple tangerines and see what's up. Anybody got any questions about anything coming up? Yeah. Well, the two or all three times that I've gotten tested, all negative, by the way, which is a good thing because I've got like three comorbidities, including being fat. Let me read that in just a minute, Robert. The three times I got tested, they shoved that thing so far up my nose, I thought that I was going to die. But the one they did on my son yesterday, they just wiped both sides of his nostril just lightly with a swab, and that was it. The results in 15 minutes. Has anyone else had issues with the Pulse RBA? Just got mine the other day and was shooting my review, and it just plain doesn't work in any mod. It will only fire. Um, Wait a minute, hold on. Was there something? Where's mine at? I'm looking for mine. Hang on a minute. Is this the one? The Rubik and the T-Bridge today. Yeah, hang on a second. Is there, let me look at this thing. One of these you got when you put, did you put the, hang on. Let me make sure that I'm not talking out. I've got the Rubik on the way. It's definitely mouth to lung catered. That's kind of disappointing to hear because, well, I don't do mouth to lung. No, this isn't the one. Never mind. There's one of them where you got to take the pin out to put it onto the builder. And if you don't put the pin back in, it ain't gonna work. But this ain't the one. I didn't have any problems with it, other than the fact that yeah, I just I mean the flavor's not as good as I want it to be. So it is out of the rotation for now. I've also heard I'm not having the problem. Oh, actually, I lied because there it goes. Eh, a lot of people are complaining about the O-rings or the gasket at the bottom not holding well. Um, and I was about to say I haven't had that problem, and then I just about dropped it. The screw that's you don't like the adjustable screw, the pin. I mean I think it's pretty good because well, not everything works. No, no, Robert, I have not had any problems with the pulse bridge as far as having it firing. The only problem I have with the pulse bridge is, which is called the vessel, by the way. Um, I mean, I've got to rebuild it and give it another shot, but I wasn't really pleased with the flavor. But yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Is anybody else having timeouts? Am I having a problem with my frames per second going up, or is it something maybe on Robert's end? Let's see. Cool set too high. Shorting, man. I mean, if it's firing on his builder with the cap on it, is the cap? Are you putting? Is it all put together when you've got it on your builder and it's still not, and it's firing on the builder that way? And that's awesome, Shane, that you are negative. I'm. It's kind of bad for me because I've got all these comorbidities, and I'm taking care of two people that I believe are, well, one of them we know has got COVID, and one that we believe has COVID. I'm in the same house. I'm serving them. I'm cooking them dinner. I'm giving them medicine. I'm going to end up getting it. I had the death ring, but only at the start of the stream. Okay, okay. I don't have great internet. I mean, 25 megabytes up and down, or no, 25 down, only like 5 up, isn't ideal for streaming, but it's worked so far. So as long as my son isn't in there watching movies or something, and he's asleep, so that shouldn't be. Ooh, an outbreak at your work. See, they've asked me to what's the word called? Quarantine for 10 days at the house instead of coming into work. But the funny thing is, I don't work around any people. I work in buildings. I work in buildings. If y'all live in a town, every town's got telecommunications company or your local phone company or long distance company, and you got those buildings that you see with no windows that you never see anybody go in and out of. Well, at night, I'm the guy that goes in and out of those buildings. That's good, Robert. I hope it wasn't me. I'd rather. I mean, there's no sense streaming if it's going to be choppy, right? We're not going to be long. I just figured I'd pop on for a few minutes. Good thing you do. Situations take care. You go start taking. Yeah, I take. I'm out of zinc right now, but about a year ago, I didn't get vaccinated. I chose I'm not going to get vaccinated, despite my probably should be getting, being one of the people that should be vaccinated. I'm not going to get into why or, whatever, but I talked to a doctor that told me, he got me on extra vitamin D, extra vitamin C. What is this? Hold on a minute. This, I take that twice a day. I take that twice a day. What is the other one here? Melatonin, and that's not just for sleeping. Apparently, the doctor said something about the combination of it and zinc. And I'm out of zinc right now. Anyway, but yeah, I take a lot of diabetes medicines already too, so put those away. What we got? Yeah, the BO1. The only problem with the BO1 for me, John, is I've got no problems with it, but the panels that came with it aren't that good. So this is the only device, because of these doors here, that I can actually use it in, really, because first of all my Cerakote billets, it's too tight in the billets. It's going to scratch up. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. It's very tight in a Cerakote billet. But anyway, it's working fine in here. So, and the flavor's good. It's wicked good. But yeah, that's right, John. The zinc is with the vitamin D, C, melatonin, and zinc. That cocktail is supposed to be good. What we got here? Somebody asked a question. The question: which is better for you, the Pulse AIO or the Cthulhu? Carlos, I'm gonna hurt your feelings and say this. Both. I mean, I've got this in my hand right. I mean, I was just vaping a moment ago. Hey, what's up, Fowler? But so what I like most about, I mean, I like them both because they're Boro devices, and well, I'm a Billet Box guy, so anything I could put my Boros in, you know. The size of this is a little bigger than I want it to be, but you know, the trade-off for having a 21700 battery, you know, that thing lasts a whole lot longer than the 18650s, so that's why I like the Pulse. Plus, once I've got some panels on the way for both of them from the same company, SSPP. Once I start customizing it, I'll probably like it even more. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it. The price point's awesome, but so is that, and I like the size of this thing. So that didn't answer your question, Carlos, but I like them equally. I mean, you can't go wrong either way, is what I'm telling you. I've had no problems. I both of the RBAs and and coils that come with with both of the kits, not a fan of. But if you have other options to put in there, I like them both. So, Fowler Brown, what's up? Let's see here. I saw something about the what did I miss about the good thing you're in a situation to take care of it. Yeah, thanks. Um, yeah, largest Rubik airflow pin at 1.8. Ew. That I'm a little disappointed about that. In the Pulse, I've got the Billet Box Info bridged V2 in there. I don't know if that's focused at all. And I've got the banana fried juice in it. Boll Weevil, that's easy. I don't like the Abyss at all. Matter of fact, I finally cleaned it out today and put it back to parade rest. Um, I I just don't like having to take the top off to get to my battery and to take the tank off. I don't like that at all. So but oh, you asked what was in the Pulse. What I got in the what do you call it? Cthulhu is what do I have in there? Oh, I've got the Cloud RBA in there. Let's see. Yeah, I ended up ordering three V2s. You were allowed to order up to three. I got one V3 that is or V2 that is the private or the friends and family version, the NFG version that you got to be, certain people to be able to get to. I'm gonna probably never get rid of that. I got my American one with the America guy on it, and I got it for a friend and sold it to him at RRP, and then that one they put my logo on for me, so I thought that was really cool. But yeah, if you're picking between the Abyss and either of these two, I mean, some people might disagree, but no brainer, one of these two, in my opinion. I mean, any day. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I don't hate the Abyss. It's heavy. I don't like this. This is what I don't like about the Abyss. Let me take this battery door off. Having to take out your drip tip, slide this thing up here this way to get to your tank, or take it off to be able to change your battery. I don't like that at all. It's clunky, and it's not for me, so I don't use it anymore. But it'll sit here. I mean, I was all excited about the Abyss, John, when it first came out, but once I got it, it faded pretty fast. I mean, I also got all excited and spent all this money on this thing, the Evo, if y'all remember that. I don't use it. Which of the two has better electronics? Just that, and thanks. That's a hard question because I haven't had either one of them long enough to know. The chip is about as, I mean, the operation of the chip. One thing about the Pulse that could be a detriment that is actually pretty cool is it auto senses your coil. What I like about the chip on this one is, and I can do that on here too, but this works really good. It's just setting it to, I've got it set to 4 volts, so no matter what I put in it, it's hitting, because every time I put a coil in, I adjust to get around 4 volts, the wattage, until it's firing at 4 volts. Yeah, exactly, John. Why don't I allow super chats? I think super chats are for people that have like I have the ability to have monetization on, but I chose to leave it off because, well, first of all, the ads on the videos, I can put ads on the videos, but number one, I don't like them, and number two, most of the videos would be demonetized anyway because I do this on stream. I don't cuss on stream, so I'm not going to be demonetized for that. But I believe you have to be a bigger YouTuber, and I'm not, quote, a YouTuber. You have to have a bigger following to be able to do those chats and stuff that where people can donate money and stuff. And to be honest, I'm good without it, you know. I have the bits. I actually enjoy it with its flaws, but I'm leaning towards the Cthulhu for the size factor. I mean, you want to see a size factor? It's definitely smaller. Well, it's not as much smaller as I was fixing to say. Yeah, well, with a battery in this, it's, you know, if you have it, you've had it. I mean, you own it, so you know how heavy this thing is with a battery. But this is definitely smaller. Hey, what's up, Alex? The 502, the 502. You know, I saw something about that. What's his name over in Italy? Was looking at that, I think. Is that the one from Japan, Robert? I don't know much about that one. Oh, you're talking about the 520? Yeah, you're talking about the 520 if you're talking about the PMP coil. You just transpose the O and the 2. Yeah, 520. I have a couple of those on the way. One for somebody to win on the channel, and one for me to take a look at. That's what I'm really looking forward to mostly about the 520 is the fact that it's got a PMP adapter built, that you can put in it. Because I love PMP coils. I mean, I got boxes of them over here, and yeah, the .6, those are my favorite. I have the Bridge V2 on the way, and right now I don't have my bridged V1 in anything, just because, well, I've got so many other things to look at right now. I mean, today I got a Limelight AIO tank, and we're checking that out right now. I did a video that'll be on the channel tomorrow or later tonight. I did a live on Facebook of it with it today, and I'll upload it after sometime tonight. Hey, what's up, Jim? I recognize that name for some reason. What company makes the upcoming Ruby? I don't know what the company's name is, Dan, but the guy goes by Albert Einstein. Actually, let me look at Instagram real quick. He tags me every time he posts a picture of the Rubik, and I'm sure he's tagged me at least. Yep, MCII Experience is what he goes by on Instagram. Let me see if that's the company name. Let me go to his channel here. MC2 Italian Mods Factory is what the company is. If you send me a message on Facebook, I'll send you a link to the Facebook group. Yeah, Shane, there's I assume I know the Bridge BRIJG and the V2 use GTX and PMP coils. I've got a list of all the coils that are compatible on the bridge list on the website billetbox.info. And yeah, Dan, send me, if you're on Facebook, go to billetbox.info and either message Chris Leckness or message the page itself, and I'll send you a link to that group. But yeah, I don't know for sure if this 520 tank will take both, but I have GTX and PMP coils, so I'll test them both. They sent me the wrong GTX coils. By the way, I ordered 0.6 and they sent me 3 boxes of 0.2 mesh. I don't really vape at 0.2 very often, but we'll give it a try. I have all bridged and orbit, need 2 more bridges. What's good right now? If you can get, I mean, if money and availability are not a problem, Mech Soldier, knowing you already have the orbit and the bridged, I would, first and foremost, I would get a dope. This one here. I'm sure you've seen it around. First and foremost, I would get that. That currently, out of all the new ones, is my favorite. For your second one, it's a toss-up for me between the AMBB, the Atom, and the Cloud RBA. I have not tried the Mullen Bridge, Neil. That's on my list. It's low cost, but getting it from Europe is going to cost me almost as much as the thing cost me itself. So I haven't got around to it. But the mob is good. The Cloud RBA is good. And the mob's good too. I'm not a big I don't know. The price and all the accessories, I'm not into that game, so that's why I don't. I've got the OG. They only made 50 of this. They made 50 of the stainless steel. This is the one that has the bad. Well, it's not bad. It's still buildable. The posts are different than the new one, but I bought 2 of the mob minis, and I wasn't really. I rathered my bridged at the time, so I let them both go. But yeah, between for you, dope for the first choice, and then a toss up between AMBB by Armor Mods, the Atom by PRC, or the Cloud RBA. David, you talking about Boro actual tanks, the actual Boro? If that's what you're asking, to be honest, I mean the PRC ones are good, the mums ones are good. The jury's out on this one that I just got today, the Limelight all in one. But to be honest, I prefer stock billet box bridges. I've never had a problem with them, never had leaking out of the seals. Oh, somebody's messaging me. Oh, that might be Neil or Dan already messaged me. If that's what you're asking, David, that's what I got to say. I mean, I've got this is that's a billet box bridge. I've got mums, plenty of mums. That's a mums A tank there. A lot of people are complaining recently about mums having some problems with braking, quality control, but I've never had an issue with the mums Boro. The only problem with the mums Boros, the original ones, these come out with some scents that have front airflow, but like on a Delro, you can't really use these because the front air is blocked off. You can only use side airflow. In conclusion, I'm staying with Cthulhu for electronics is faster in this. I think I do not know if I'm wrong, but for the price, I'd buy both. But I prefer currently this one over the Pulse just because of the size. And there you go, David. There's my opinion. We talked about this a few minutes ago. He asked me if I had a choice between the Pulse or the Pulse or the Cthulhu. I mean, I like them both equally as much, but just because of the size, I've found myself reaching for this one a lot more. Make sure I hadn't missed anything. Yeah, Neil, I'll eventually get the Mullen Bridge. I don't know much about it. I've put it on my website, but I haven't. If y'all didn't know, I've got a database on the website where I put all the information I can find about a bridge, for all the third-party bridges or RBAs, and I usually put a little tab with videos and stuff like that to try to let everybody know what. So, but the best way to start is at billetbox.info. Go to the bridge list, and it'll give you. I've got like 3 or 4 different tabs in there that tell everything you might want to know about different kinds of bridges that are available. Coil bridges, both RBAs, A tank. What's compatible with the PMP coils. So, yeah, I agree with you on the airflow. Um, I'm not having any issues with the airflow coming up through there and a little bit through here. When I get some panels made, there'll be a little more airflow on the front. I appreciate it, Lewis. I don't go live often, so I am all thumbs. Vanny Vape vessel scares me because of the tank come apart easy. Yeah, I was just showing that that it just easily just comes apart. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way, but the fact that there is a seal, O-ring or a gasket around there tells me that it should stay together. I'm living on the edge. Yeah, it comes apart too easy. But yeah, thanks, Lewis. I appreciate it. Like I said, maybe I'll do this a little more often. Today, if you missed it, if you came in late, my family's asleep because my son's got COVID and my wife thinks she has COVID, and they're tired and feeling bad, so they're sleeping, and I can't go to work because I'm on quarantine for 10 days because they have COVID. So I'm just chilling, and I figured why not? Well, hell, let's try it right now, Shane. Let me get me a paper towel just in case. Let's go, we can do this. We'll try it right now. Let's find some tweezers to pull that thing off. I wonder if I should dry it off before I put it back on. Well, how? I need to figure out which way is up and down. It looks the same. All right, if we just flip it, this should be the other way. Did you try it, Shane? I might have should have. I should have probably let it dried it up some before I put it on there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it in the grooves. I have this. Oh wow, you're doing okay though with the COVID? Yeah, I've not been scared of COVID this whole time because, well, I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, but oh hell. Well, I'm not going to use this right now anyway, so let me just pull this out. It's getting in my way. I worry about me getting it only because I'm one of those people that they say are going to die or could die from COVID because all my comorbidities, being a fat guy and all that good stuff. The seals don't like being wet as well. Yeah, I don't feel like bothering with cleaning or what I need to do. I had somebody tell me, and maybe you've heard this as well, that um the seeping that some people get, myself included, with the orbit, I didn't get it on there right. Hang on a minute. Can be fixed by, which sounds like a pain in the ass, probably not something a lot of people really want to do, but every time you get ready to clean it, um, or every time you get ready to change your cotton or whatever, to take it apart and clean it up, dry it up, and whatever, and people say that that'll fix the seal seeping. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to try it because I really like the orbit, but I got to the point where I was tired of cleaning up messes. Well, I'm not getting this thing on right because it's not lining up now. I'll have to dry it up and try it later. But we tried real quick. I don't feel like fooling with that no more. Sorry about your family, man. Same boat. Wife's son have COVID. I hope you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and I hope yours does as well. They're both. My wife is super. I mean, they're both healthy. She eats like 10 times better than I do, and she does yoga every day and all that good stuff. My son, he's benches 250, 19 years old. Probably wasn't going to have problems with COVID anyway. Um, he um he felt horrible, but he's not been like deathly sick, if you know what I'm saying. But we got him in his room chilling. So you tried that? What I just tried, Fowler? Or you tried what, with the orbit or with that vessel right there, Fowler? Oh, you're triple. See, I don't want to get into vaccines and COVID and the political aspects and why their government's forcing vaccines and whatnot. But I mean, if you were to get vaccinated 3 times for smallpox and you still got smallpox, would you start questioning the people telling you to get vaccinated? Anyway, I don't want to get into that. You tried flipping the vessel seal and it didn't work. You hear what's not suitable for mouth to lung, Paul. With respect to BB, do you think the material influences it? That is to say, the conductivity. I don't really think so, David. I put I put bridges in straight from a billet box into here and pretty much got the same reading, and I don't really think that really matters much. I don't know. I don't do mouth to lungs, so I'm really a bad person to answer. I get a lot of messages on Facebook and here or Instagram about recommendations for mouth to lung, and I'm sorry, but I don't do it, so I can't answer any of that. Second time with COVID. Wow. Now, how just out of curiosity, Lewis, how far between the 2 times was there? Because I've been under the understanding that natural immunity is so far and above better than anything else. Yeah, and again, John, I really just don't want to get into anything that could get into a debate on that subject, so I'll leave this vaping. But yeah, I've chose. I'll just say that I'm not vaccinated. I chose not to get vaccinated. About a year ago, the VA called me like 4 days. I'm a veteran, by the way, Navy. 4 months in a row, they called me saying, "Come get the shot, come get the shot, come get the shot," and I almost did. And then I decided, you know what? I've gone almost a year and a half without catching it. Let me roll the dice, and well, now I'm probably about to catch it because of them. Okay, so it was like a year. So they said that the well, I want to get off of that. Anybody got any vape questions? I don't really want to get into it because it gets my blood boiling the way that all this is going. And that thing still crackles. That's the same cool on the the dope that I put together. That thing crackles still. What, about 2 weeks later? When the VA called me, John, I couldn't even get them to answer which shot or which of the manufacturers they even offered. So, Dennis, uh, that's a hard question. I mean, it's a lot different. What the orbit has that's so different. I mean, obviously, than the bridge is the bridged is obviously the fact that it's in a self-contained, thing. But this airflow on the orbit is what sets it apart from everything else. I mean, you can go from totally closed to like wide open. And I think is it 4.5 millimeter totally open on the let me go to my own website and I can answer that question. But that it's so the bridged for me has been number one for me for a long time, from the V1 all the way up to this V2, because well, it vapes pretty much the same no matter which. But the what I like most about, first of all, I like regular Boros. I prefer a Boro with the glass sliding down rather than, flipping a little thing. And it's hard to fill these kind of things up, especially if you've got a large, if you've got a bottle like this, it's a lot hard. When it's in your box, it's a lot harder than if you've got a little small, skinny 60 ml bottle, And, but anyway, what was it? Let me look real quick here. Billetbox.info. I usually got it brought up on my screen all the time because I'm constantly working on it. I'll catch up on chat in just a minute here. Third-party accessories. Y'all know how to get there now. What is this thing called? An orbit? I'm looking to see what the airflow on that is. But to me, the bridged is a lot easier to build. Although this is really easy because you can just pull the deck off and throw it on your builder and, ooh, wow, that's pretty nasty. Ugh. I probably shouldn't have took the clothes off that thing, huh? I had some dirty juice in there. Let's see here. Orbit. Wow, where is it? I know I've got it on here. Do I have it under? Oh, mission orbit. There we go. I should probably take mission out of the title. What is that airflow? I think it goes up to 4.5. Airflow 4.5. So by taking and adjusting that right there, it's got that little ball in there, and you can you can go any, like, it's not like 1, 2, 1.2, 1.5, 2, or whatever. It's anything between 0 and 4.5 millimeter adjustable. And that way you can set it just the way you like it, and you can do it without having to take it apart. You just take it out and do that, blah, blah, blah. But as far as the flavor's concerned, I'm going to say 1A, 1B. I get great flavor out of both of them. So, and the bridged is also a lot more forgiving if you don't wick it just right. There's a lot, this one isn't that way, but there's a lot of bridges that if you don't wick it just right, you're not going to get good flavor. Let me catch up on this. Robert, trying to get the silicone tape, some of the bridges fit the bottom. Okay. Robert, dope, the end of January should be the next drop, if you're not going to try to find one used. I mean, finding one used right now, I've been offered $500 for mine, and even though I paid for it, I'm not giving it up. But used is probably not your best choice. Your best choice is probably to get on a list, and the end of January is when they said the next list is going to be. My favorite coils, oh, hold on. Let's go back up. I'm missing some stuff. Do you like to use mech Boro devices? No, I don't have. I've never really even liked mechs, period. I had a couple tubes back in 2014-15 time frame, but it just never was for me. I'm a regulated person. I've always loved regulated, and I mess around. Brett Constantine, who was one of the guys that started a Facebook group called Mech Boros. I said, dude, why not just use a mech? Well, because blah, blah. I said, but the kind of coil you're putting in there is not designed for a Boro, But yeah, anyway, I've never got into mechs, so I don't have any opinions on that. Favorite coils for the bridges, I usually do a 0.4, either micro Claptons or Stags, or just regular, I don't do much round wire stuff, but regular. I mean, here, I'll show you. Fuse Claptons. This is one that I use a lot. These are made by. I mean, a lot of people make make them, but these are coffin coils. I get some coils from Jason Sheriff, and I also bought a bunch of these when this company was going out of this. When they had the U.S. shipping ban was coming up, this company sold a lot of stuff really cheap, and I bought a whole bunch of these. These are actually pretty good. These come out to about 0.45. All stainless steel from that company. Let's see. I don't have the 520, Ricky. Sorry. I have one coming, but it's not here yet. I had the Bridge V2 and bought. Orbit loved the Bridge V2. Yeah, I mean, to me, they're both really good. I just prefer. I guess I like the Bridge because it's more forgiving. It goes in a Boro rather than all in one, and I'm not a big fan of all in ones. I've got vape snails out the Yahoo, and I love the vape snail, but I just don't like filling up here, you know. And that's why this Limelight tank here that I got today. Ooh, almost dropped it. It's cool and all, but it's got a fill port right there, and I'm not into that. Let's see. You know, John, are you in the Facebook groups? Because there's been a lot of billets going up for RP lately. Are you US? I mean, I've seen a lot go up for RP in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Even with the fact that Billet Box Vapor hasn't had a drop in 3 weeks, I've still seen them go up. So, and well, the 2022 should be soon. Hopefully this weekend. I haven't had any leaking issues with the vessel. I didn't have any problems with the vessel, except for the fact that the flavor wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. So I've used it for about 4 or 5 hours and set it down and haven't picked it back up yet. Pioneer Insider is pretty good. Again, it's an all-in-one, and I'm not a big fan of all-in-ones. I gave away the retail version, but I've still got my my prototype with it's got nothing written on either side. I've got a video on it, but it's pretty good. It's just I don't use all-in-ones as much as I should, I guess. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, John. You probably answered me about where you're. Yeah, you're in Florida. Okay. Man, hit me up on Facebook. I mean, I don't have any to sell right now, but I get people that come to me all the time wanting to sell billet boxes, and they want to see if I know anybody. If you want, holler at me, and I'll put you on my list of people to try to get one for. The drip tip I have on my pulse currently is, I believe it's called the Quantum from PRC, Protocol Vape Tech, same company that does the Proros, the Boros. Actually, no, I think I got a Proro somewhere, but it's a 3-piece design. I got there's a video I did. You can change out the tops and everything. I did a video showing the Mission boosters where I kind of showed some of the others too. Hey Tony, what's happening? Uh-oh. When I took that off, I've lost connection. Yeah, and when I was saying earlier that the coil sensing is a detriment, sometimes it jumps up to like 60 watts. If I've monkeyed with the drip tip and it loses a little bit of connection. Yeah, they're out there to be gotten lately, John. One thing I can tell you about the billet box, the people that love billet boxes will always love billet boxes, but there's a lot of people that have kind of jumped ship with all these new Boro devices coming out, especially stuff like this, and the Pulse and all the high-end stuff. And I talked about it, and you'll see it when the video's uploaded. We were talking on the live stream I did on the Limelight AIO tank, and somebody asked me if I was going to get the Limelight mod that's coming out, and I'm not really. I don't really chase the high-end Boro devices. I mean, I won't pay flipper prices for anything like this. I got this straight from BMM at RRP, and I got 38 special coming, which I'll show y'all soon when it gets here. I don't know when it's going to get here, but it should be soon. But I don't chase those high-end mods. Like somebody asked me the other day about I think it's called an Orca, the one that kind of looks like a mum's key. It's too expensive for what it is, in my opinion. So I don't chase that stuff. Yeah, so yeah, definitely. Thank you for your service, John. But some have it on the other side, Ricky. Um, that's why when you buy a bow rat, you can get a cutout on either side or both sides, which they call Mickey Mouse. Just because some of them do have it on the other side. And when the bow rat came out was about the time that the linked came out, which is I don't want to talk about it. And I think it was on the right side. So Pioneer Insider's favorite of mine, yeah. Tested positive. Oh, you got the COVID too, huh, Tony? Yeah, my if you missed it, my family, my wife and son have it. And consequently, it's kind of funny. My 29-year-old daughter lives in Rhode Island, and she's an ICU nurse that treats nothing but COVID patients for the last 2 or 3 years, however long this has lasted. And she is all over me because I don't care. Thing about the Pioneer is you can take it out of the tank and it comes with normal. Yeah, and to be honest with you, I have never taken it out of the bore of the all-in-one tank and tried it in a Boro. I just haven't. The other tube in the kit. Yeah, now, did it come with where? I didn't get a retail box with my prototype. I don't think I actually got the additional sleeve to be able to do that. You're welcome, John. I don't really, other than this, I really don't really advertise it much. That's U.S. Navy, by the way. I did 10 years in the Navy. How long have we been going already? Damn, 50 minutes. It seems like just a few minutes. I didn't even get to my second orange yet. I think I'll just skip it. Eat it later. Trying to eat a lot of these extra vitamin C. I just got the BIS last month with the Ether Bridge and the side-by-side kit. I really like it. I never got into side-by-sides, so that didn't appeal to me, and I didn't get that. I didn't get the Abyss either. I just used my own. For this one, I had the Mission EUC adapter in there for pretty much its whole life. I tried other bridges in it, but I mean, just because it was a pain in the butt to, change out stuff, change cotton, whatever, because you got to take it apart and all. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I watched. I don't. It's funny. I don't actually get on YouTube and watch other people's content very often, but for some reason, I guess I watched one of his videos recently. Oh, what's his name? I think he's in Australia. Big Beard. Um, he just did a live, which kind of was the reason why I decided to do it after he got done. And I was watching him just chit chat with his followers, and I didn't recognize a single device they were talking about because I'm so stuck in the billet box and Boro world that I don't even know what's out there. Legion, that's it. Thank you, Neil. I was in there and I was listening and reading the chat, and there wasn't no Boro talk in there at all. It was all I think. Well, besides there was a couple modder type devices that were mentioned, but most of the stuff I think was mainstream. You know, like Vandy Vape kind of stuff they were talking about. Legion Bates. That's his name, or I don't get that. But yeah, his name, it was Legion. That was who I was listening to. Seven. Hey Chris, do you have the new booster tip by Mission minus shit? Yeah, I do. I like it, but unfortunately, I don't really have much that, here, I'll show it to you. I don't have much to, I didn't get many options. I got to buy some extra sleeves and stuff because this really doesn't match much stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Steve is his name. Okay. Um, come on. So it's also a three-piece design. You can change these out, which I got one other color, but this looks better with the the stainless steel screws and stuff. And then this piece comes off. Come on. There we go. So you can just interchange it with all sorts of colors. And, Never Normal and other companies are going to start making sleeves, aftermarket sleeves to go on these. But yeah, it's pretty neat. The only complaint that I have, other than the fact that I don't have enough customization because I didn't get many pieces, is this. I don't like a device touching my lips. I like drip tips that are just long enough to keep my lips from touching the device. And this one is just a little bit too short. The booster. I hope somebody makes the top part that's a little bit longer. Maybe 2 to 3 millimeters taller would be perfect. Stainless steel booster with the red tip. Yeah, that'll be look real nice on a Fox. Uh, he is from the U. You know, John, I noticed that when he kept talking about the Australia Vape show, I must have watched one of his videos at some time and hit the subscribe button because I don't know the guy that well, but his when he went live popped up on my screen. I happened to be on YouTube getting ready to upload the video that I shot earlier today, and it popped up, so I decided to go in there and listen. Spent 30 minutes watching almost to the end. But I did notice he had zero accent, so that makes sense that he's from USA. You'd be surprised maybe I have let's see. Canada. Oh, he's from Canada. Okay. I have two. I'm in Sydney. Oh, yeah, that's right, Tony. Oh, again, thank you. Tony's the one that sent this to me, y'all. So thank him for me. Um, Chris watching from the Philippines. Really love your reviews. Keep them up. I appreciate it, Bernard. But let's not call them reviews. Let's call them first looks. Because I mean, even though I used to review smartphones, I don't really consider myself a reviewer. You know what I mean? I'm showing off product. So I'm an Aussie. I have 10 BBs and one I haven't even used. Wow, nice. Are they all newer, or Allison? Are they all from different years, or like you just got into it a year ago and bought 10 last year? Or, I mean, do you have all the like me? Currently I've only got 2021s and one 2016. This is my original 2016. I let a lot of my 19s and 20s go. I was going to there was a point about a year ago, about a year and a couple months ago, where I was just basically, I got ready to sell all my stuff and just stop vaping altogether after 8 years. Subbox got it for $35. Take. I never got the Subbox, but it looks kind of neat. Ricky, you got juice all over your hands. 520. 2019. That was a good year for the billets. As y'all probably have figured out, my favorite is my little collection of three Blancas, dumpster fire Blancas. Hey, what's up, Tony? Another Tony. We got another Tony in here. There's lots of groups that sell BBs in Australia. Yeah, Tony, are you in the Secret AIO Society? Isn't that an Australia-based group? I'm gonna help you out, John. We'll get you going. Hey, what's up, Carlos? Wonder how many people have come and gone through this since I've been on. Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't rail against high end Boro devices. I just can't afford to. If I had more money, I'd go buy every high end. I mean, I had a chance to get the TI BXR today before it went on sale. But 600 euros, I can't drop that. I can't drop that on one device. I could buy three billets for that. And to be honest, even though people probably think I have dozens of billets, I've only got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I've only got 10 billet boxes. Well, 10 Rev 4s and 3 Rev 3s. Shane, it is was I right about the secret AIO society? Isn't that a Australia group? Yeah, Chris, I've been I'm a guy that's got for right now I've got a $150 RBA in a $80 box. I used to have $200 RDAs on top of $40 China made squonk mods. I never, I've got a couple authentics that I paid good money for. I got a one, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him, but his Ed Green was his name. He made the BAM mod, which was the first 26652 mod back in I think 2013 or 14. Okay, Allison, thanks. Um, they don't do buy, sell, and trade in the secret AIO, I don't think though, but it's very active. There's a lot of group buys and stuff in there, I can tell. Um, but Ed Green made this thing called the Spider, which was a DNA 20, I think. It looked like kind of like a coffin. It was two 18650s and DNA 20, and it looked kind of like a coffin, but it had the word Spider on it with different, anodizing and paint on it. And I got one of those. I think I paid like $300 for it, and I've still got it. The screen doesn't work, but it still works. It's in a box somewhere. Yeah, exactly, Tony. It's just $600. I just can't. I mean, I love Husar. I've got almost every Husar RDA and RTA that's ever come out. Um, but man, I can't buy a BXR. It's too expensive. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I've got probably what 200, 250, 250, 300. Excuse me, in the box. I guess I got 700 in this. So I mean, I guess it is what it is. But see, then I buy the BXR and then I spend another 100 on panels, 200 on an RDA or RBA. You know, now and in my defense, or I also, I mean, I paid for this, so I mean, I don't buy flipper stuff. I don't buy anything from flippers. I bought one Delro for 800 when they first came out from a flipper, and then I ended up hitting on a drop for another one, and that was the last time I paid flipper prices for any device. I would have bought that. I have two stashes in them, boy, but I can't compete. Oh, so you got two? How do you get two stash boxes and you can't get a billet, John? Now, here's a question for you, Chris. These five $600 tube mods, other than just being from certain elite makers, a $30 or let's say $100 American made tube mod from a nobody, and versus a $600 high end maker. The one I owned was it was called the Chief. No, yeah, the Chieftain or something. It was made by somebody in the Philippines, and it cost me like $400. I got a couple setups like that. I don't even vape like it used to, or go to comps. Oh, you see, if you go into comps and stuff, is somebody moderating stuff? I keep seeing retracted messages. Damn, I'm paying $30 for drip tip, but have no end paying 200 weeks for. That's a good point, Paul. That's a good point. I mean, my wife, after 8 years of me vaping, my wife still smokes, and I spend $67 a week getting her a carton of cigarettes. Last question: if you did not have to buy a billet box, which one would you buy, the Pulse or the Cthulhu? Thank you. Um, I'm sorry, Tony B, to say this, but if I had to choose, if I couldn't buy a billet box and I had to choose between this one and this one right now, I would go with this one. I mean, I like them both, but this one because of the size mostly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like this is cheap. It's plastic, but it'll hold up. But the size compared to this is the main reason why. Yeah. What was that company? Vicious Ant is out of the Philippines. I had a Vicious Ant. I had some Vicious Ant thing that cost me an arm and a leg back in the early, like mid 2000, like 15, 16 time frame. Yeah, it's all expensive in the Philippines. Hey Nathan, I am all good. I don't have COVID, at least for now, I don't think. I mean, if I do have COVID, which I wouldn't mind if I had COVID if I feel the way I feel right now. Uh, I mean, I give blood every 2 months, and they check my blood for antibodies every time I give blood. And to my knowledge, to their knowledge, for the 2 or 3 years we've been dealing with this crap, I have not had it yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully my dogs don't bark for me doing that. Lazy Creation Collection. It's high-end tubes I paid that much for full anodized TI setups and don't hit hardly as a solid. Oh, okay, yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? High-end tubes, full anodized setups. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. I got confused for a minute. So, like I said earlier, somebody asked me if I got into Boro devices at all. I never really got into mechs much. I had a couple mechs just because, I mean, I tried everything, but I prefer regulated stuff. Yeah, Robert, that's the positive of this. Plus, I think this is going to be a little bit more be it more customizable. Being able to take the screws off and change the inner plates and all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna be honest, Mick. The AMBV is pretty good. I've got no problems with it at all. I mean, it's nice. I, I feel so spoiled to have all this stuff sitting in front of me because it's I mean, Tony. It's funny that he just had that raffle or that what do you call them, waffle, I guess you call it, for that one the other day, and I almost paid for a spot, but then I realized it was a mech. I wasn't sure. I was unfamiliar with that company Voodoo until the Chucky came out. So got a Cthulhu on the way to practice engraving. Oh, cool. You do engraving on stuff. The only thing, John, about those armor bunkers, I've on both of the ones I had to change that bottom O-ring out. It was I had one dump and a couple leakies, if you will. Uh-oh. See, I hate these questions because I'm trying to stay bipartisan on these bridges, but if you had to pick three bridges and throw the rest ones, which ones? Damn. Um, you're gonna have to answer one qualifier, Antonio. Do we worry about aesthetics or are we just worried about performance? Because I can never throw this one away. I could never throw that one away because obvious reasons. You see a little rabbit head on there? Yeah, I could never get rid of that one. Atom's good. To me, the Atom and the AMBB are pretty much neck and neck as far as the flavor I get from them. Right now, performance, this is really hard. I haven't had, I guess I've had enough time to, we'll just say out of the new ones, obviously, I'll be blunt, the Dope is my favorite RBA currently on the market. So, Tony, why does your messages keep getting retracted? Do you have to, are you deleting those manually? Because I don't have any moderators. Um, the Dope is my number one right now. I still love the bridged. I still love the orbit when I can get the orbit to stop leaking a little bit. After that, I would go, AMBB slash Atom. So the Cloud RBA I really like. I've got to give this one a second build because right now it's got good flavor, but I know it should be better than this. That's the T-Bridge I did the other day. It's got good taste, but I know it should taste better than that. I can't say that one right now. Oh, finger keeps slipping. Okay. I don't know if y'all know this, Tony. The Zeta, I owned 7 Zetas at one time, but that was back before the bridged. Well, the bridge was out or had just come out when I had gotten all those Zetas, and then I found the bridge 1.0 and I went all in on the bridged. The Kirch is okay. The only problem I have with the Kirch is the airflow is not good enough for me. The plate placement replacement pack for the Pulse has 5 screws. Isn't there 6 screws? Let's look. Let's see here. For this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. But that if you're just replacing this plate, I don't think these will have to come out. Because you can replace just this piece, I think. Mech Soldier, to get a Dope, you'd have to join, either get one used in one of those groups, one of the buy-sell trade groups, or join the VWM Facebook group and get on their list. Yeah, 7. The airflow on the Kirch is not enough for me. If he had a 3mm pin for it, it would probably be a little better. Well, see, there's the difference between Tony S and me. I prefer 3 or better. 4's sometimes a little bit too much depending on the build, but 3 is probably 3.5 is probably my sweet point. That's fair enough, Nathan. The Bridge V2. I mean, I've been a bridged fanboy. I mean, that's been my number one for, all the way from the 1.0 until just recently, Okay, so it's 3 screws for the curved panel. Also, what do you think about the Boxer? Boxer V2 I never tried. I never got a chance to get one. And by the time they started showing up to be able to get, there was too much other good stuff on the market that I hadn't messed with it. If you can get your hands on a Dope, first of all, if you get one and you don't like it, I'll buy it from you. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If you get it and you don't like it, no flipper prices, obviously, but I'll buy it from you. I mean, it's that good, I'll tell you. I don't know if it's invite only, but it's hard to find the group because they use they don't use regular letters. If you're on Facebook, hit me up at Billet Box Info or my personal account, and I'll send you a link. I'm using all 3 bridges right now. Yeah. Let's see. I got a V2 here, not in use. I have a V2 here in use. I have a V1.2 in here. Uh-oh. Is that? No, that's just sparkle. 1.2 in here that I just rebuilt today for testing that limelight tank. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I used to have 7 or 8 bridges, but yeah, I started letting them go when there was other stuff coming out. When the mob came out, I got rid of a few. 1.0 was dope, but since the V2 came, I got 2, so I retired. I mean, to me, I've never had a problem with over tightening the screws, so the 1.0, some people were having problems with bent pins. That was never an issue for me. Where is my 1.0? I have one 1.0 left. I've gifted and sold the rest of them. Oh, here it is. It's not even in a Boro. This one is special to me, and I'll never get rid of because of the serial number. Here, I'll go down here so y'all can see what I'm talking about. The serial number is the only reason I won't get rid of this one. Let me clean this thing up. It's kind of juicy. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's the XXX, which is the Friends and Family edition. I think there's only about 50 of these out there. So, but this is the last of my V2s. This one's scratched up. No, that's not a scratch. That's where the little straight up and then cross goes there. So, what else do I have in my boneyard here? I've got this one, which I didn't like a whole lot. This is one of them that I was able to get good flavor out of, a couple times, but you got to wick this one just right to get good flavor out of the way I want it. And I've got this one, which is the original mob. And what's different about this one than the one most of y'all have probably had or seen is the deck's different. It's a lot harder to build on this one. That one's seen its better days. And what is this one? Oh, I got the Kirch. And, well, I don't know where all the old ones are. I must put them away, but... Yep, what else? What we got here? Most people, Ricky, that prefer one over the other, it's not really about the flavor. It's about, whether you like the screw-on chimney or the solid chimney. A lot of people like the 1.0 because the chimney's solid and you don't have any chance of unscrewing your drip tip and pulling it apart. The truss is a Chinese name, Slap. I didn't know that. I thought that he called it the truss because it's something to do with the structure of a bridge or something. I didn't know. PMP coils, if you're asking my opinion, and I don't know if you have, I like the 0.6 M4s. That's what I use mostly. These right here. Those are my favorite. They don't last me a long time because I chain vape, but they have. If I could afford to just buy one and change out every day, I would. Yeah, I don't think I could sell a truss right now, to be honest. T-Bridge on the way. Thanks for your video. I know what to look out for. Yeah, that video was an adventure, was it not, Fowler? All my videos are an adventure for some reason. Maybe I suck at this. Yeah, I never had a problem. I agree, serial number. Yeah, serial number was pretty cool. I didn't actually get that one direct. I got that one on a trade. In fact, what did I trade for that? I traded a mob for it, is what I traded for that. I have not tried the 0.3s. I just don't vape I don't like to crank the wattage up. You know, I'm max 35 watts. You know. Yeah, the side airflow on the truss was supposed to be innovative. I mean, and it was, but it didn't work for me. I'm not degrading the device. There's a lot of people that still to this day believe it's one of the best flavors they get, but they probably know how to wick it better than I do. I can't wick the damn thing. Oh goodness, that's a lot of money. You're out. All right, we'll see you, Alex. I'm probably about out too. We've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes, and I plan to do about 30 minutes. So I don't have anything else to do, so that's why I don't mind. But yeah, exactly. That's the chimney's why, Ricky. I agree. In fact, the video I'll be uploading tonight, where I show the where's that? This is not a smoke show. This is my almost RPG, which is there was only 8 of these made. But the video I did on this limelight tank today, I had a situation where I unscrewed the drip tip and it unscrewed the chimney and almost dumped. 60 in shipping, Jesus. Y'all do import fees in Canada too, huh? All right, thanks, Alex. Maybe I'll do these a little bit more often. It'll probably either be during the day or on a weekend because I work 4 to midnight normally. But the reason I'm able to be on now, obviously, is because the 10 days that I've got to stay home. So, yeah, why, I mean, we get taxed for everything in America, but we don't have duty tax, I don't think. So, but anyway, guys, anybody else got any questions before I go ahead and call this the evening? I appreciate everybody popping in. This is would have sucked to sit here and it would suck to sit here and talk to myself for, well, I wouldn't be talking for an hour and 17 minutes. I would have quit a lot earlier if nobody was here. I'm gonna have to. I appreciate it, Tony. Have a good one. Yeah, I hope I don't get the COVID, but I'm gonna be honest. I really honestly think that I will end up getting it since I'm taking care of what I believe, you know, one confirmed COVID and one possibly COVID case in my own home. And my parents got tested today. They'll know their results tomorrow. They were here over the weekend, so they think they might have it. So take it easy, Tony S. There's 2 Tonys in here. That's why I said that. Um, any advice for a BB virgin? Um, you know, I'll be honest. Well, first of all, read the hell out of my website because most questions that could be answered are answered on my website in either the fact page or any of the other pages. Front page has links to all the really pertinent stuff. Dig deep. Um, but the one thing that I would tell anybody, you know, especially my own friends and, you know, local friends, when you get a billet box, be selective on what you buy aftermarket used stuff. You'll go on to a buy sell and trade group and you'll say I'm looking for some red panels for this Fox or whatever, right? And you'll get offered all sorts of stuff, but be really careful because there's a lot of people selling some shit, used shit out there. I mean, when I say shit, it's good products, but you know, calling a set of panels, you know, 9 out of 10 when they're, you know, missing a magnet and got a crack in them. You know what I'm saying? So be really careful, you know, buying stuff like that, you know, and don't don't buy stuff, you know, from retailers just because it's cheap. Because if it's cheap, it's probably is cheap, and you might. I don't. I can't tell you how many things, how many sets of panels and drip tips and other things that I bought for the billet that I used for like a minute and then like was stuck with it or sold it for a loss. You know. Thanks for doing this. I hope you waste time for yourself. And well, I've been playing video games pretty much all day, so I'm wasting all sorts of time. I should be working on some stuff. I have a client, 2 clients actually, that I have some web work to do for that I need to get on, but I told myself I'd get started on that tomorrow. Always ask for vouchers. Well, if you're buying secondhand, yeah. Well, even if you, I mean, look, my thing about the people claiming panels are better condition than they are, get video. Have them take a video and move the panels around, because vouchers ain't gonna help when you get a shitty set of panels in your hand. I can't decide on what panel inners I want, but yeah, lots of people selling stuff 910. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of them, Mick. I appreciate it. Looking for clear panels with minimal branding. I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't make enough of them, or very often, but in my opinion, the best set of clear, the best, my preference for clear panels are two companies, SSPP and Rainy. And I don't have any Rainy panels handy to show you, but that's minimal branding right there. You got his logo right below the button, and that's it. And these are great clear panels. Rainy's has the Rainy 3 times already. Damn. Take airborne multivitamins and eat protein. Yep, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm taking many, many vitamins. I don't know Carrot Labs. Are they in Europe? Rainy panels. Garrett is. He doesn't make a lot of them, but I mean, I really like the the minimal branding myself. That's, I mean, like, stuff like this. This has no brand. Well, it's got LX on it. I mean, those aren't exactly clear panels, but those are from Mike Chesterton, LX panels, 4BDB. Yeah, his work's clean. I have rainy panels for my purple one, but bloodshot. Yeah. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you here. I've seen many people use Boro tanks. Why are they so popular? I have the basic tank, and it comes with billet. And I'm thinking about, I talked about this a little while ago. Unnamed user. I actually prefer standard billet box Boros over any of them. But, when you have a device, this one's not one because you can't see the side, but, some of these newer devices that have the side when you can see more of the tank, the Pro Rows look really cool when you got, I only have one Pro Row. Where's it at? Which Boro? Where is it? Not in here. Oh, it's in here. Oh, this is easy to find too. This is one thing that's really cool about them. Looks wise, it doesn't make any difference. Pro Ro's thick, feels great in the hand, but to be honest, the stock bore is great. Just that the ridges on the side, I think that's an aesthetic thing, I believe. But you got airflow at the bottom, the sides. Well, actually, yeah, just the one relevant side and the front. Oh, damn. Well, I'll have to fish that one out later. That one went way up there. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm Pam S. Oh, hey, what's up, PSS? Chivero or something like that. Square inner. The only square inners that really I know of are Friendly Flipper. They're about the only ones doing squares, as far as I know. What's the other place you said? But yeah, I mean, I'm all about the stock Boros. I mean, I've got them all over the place. Nathan, yeah, doing it out of the hospital the other day, got scared. Yeah, that sucks, man. Bishop Mods Boro is good. Oh, they've got a Boro, a Boro, or I know they've got the ambitions, the bridge, the RBA but I didn't know ambition Mullen Bridge. That's it. And by the way, if y'all didn't know, um, I don't. It's kind of funny, Tony B worked on this here for 2 years, and by the time it came to the market, this one, which probably wasn't in inception anywhere near 2 years ago, came out about the same time. There's been a whole bunch of Boro companies making Boros, which I think Mission's getting ready to do one, but at Mizzou has been working on a Boro for shit over a year, and they've been having problems, and they're not going to release something unless it's good. And well, it should be coming soon. Yek Boro. Where's my Yek Boro at? Where is it? I didn't use it. I don't know where it's at. I never had any of the problems people had with the Yek Boros, with the glass not holding on there good. I don't know where it's at, you. But I haven't had really a chance to put it through its paces yet. So, Mission post on Facebook. I did not hear that, funny man. That'd be interesting to see. All the, well, I'm not gonna get into. I don't. I used to watch him every once in a while when I was looking at China mods and stuff to see what he said. But now most of his content is behind a paywall, and I don't want to pay him. So, hey, what's up, Real Builder Ryan? What did I miss? There we go. Still trying to get my hands on one. Yeah, Tony, I can't tell you about the Yek Boro because I haven't really even worked with it yet, but I don't even know where it's at. I have lost it. And that's got me a little concerned because I just cleaned my office recently. Wow. Did it slide up under a desk somewhere? I don't know. Anyway, what's your most used bridge right now? Oh, here we go again. Hey, what's up? To be honest, right now, all of them. I've been, if anybody here can vouch that's been here for at least 15 minutes or more, I've picked up a different device like every single time I take a hit. But the answer to the question is my most used device is the one that I'm still testing out, which is the most recent one I've gotten, which is the T-Bridge right now. But when I go to work, which I can't right now, the Cloud RBA, the Dope, and the AMBB are what I'm hitting the most, without, just testing. You know what I mean? My desk is so clean right now. I don't know where it went because unless I used it, did I put it in something? I know I was trying to use it in a video the other day, but that's breast bridge for beginner that has DTLS pop. Again, I'm going to say this. To me, the easiest bridge that is got the most wiggle room for not hitting the wicking perfectly but still getting great flavor is the bridged. I mean, even today, the bridged is still the easiest RBA to build, in my opinion. Some of the other the AMBB is really easy to build too, but I'm not 100% sure on some of them. If some bridges are RBAs. If you don't wick it just right, you're not going to get optimum flavor. But with the bridged, you can just throw some cotton at it, and it's going to taste good. You know what I mean? It may not be the best flavor anymore of all the bridges with all these new 400 that have come out in the last month or 2 months, but it's still good. I can get with you on that, PSS. The snail, Tony, the reason I don't use my snails is two. Well, number one, it's an all-in-one, and I prefer, bridges that go into an actual Boro. But number two, the snail, I had, if you don't wick it just right, you're going to have leaking. And I had leaking. And I've got like 4 of them still. And when you get it wicked right and it's not leaking, the flavor was great. And it is easy to build if you don't screw it up. Now the cubics, that's one that is really easy to build too. That's probably my favorite low end price wise RBA on the market. But again, it's a all in one. But the cubics is really good. I mean, 30 bucks for that. I love it. Yeah, I hate pull tabs, especially on devices like the vape snail. It's gotten better, but if you pulled that, if the top part came out, it was game over. You had to just let it hang there. Wow, this chat's going too fast. Mob Mini. I don't think the Mob Mini is that easy to build personally. I mean, it's not hard, but it's not one of the easiest. Is there a difference between the wick? There are differences between the V1 and V1.2, but they're minimal. I mean, flavor and wicking wise, looks wise, it's pretty much the same besides the engraving. They changed to a sturdier positive post with gold plating between the 1.0 and 1.2. I had to debate yesterday. I prefer a bridge and a Boro versus. Yeah, me too. Exactly. Well, the snail is expensive for what it is, but it was one of the OGs. I mean, the snail came out at a time where there wasn't a whole lot out. I mean, you had the Zeta, you had the original Exo set, you had I mean the bridged. I don't even think the bridged was out when the snail came out. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Bit of fingernail that snail. Wish they made the snail with the wicking of the cubics. Yeah, yeah. Well, see, I got a friend of mine, which some of y'all might know if you're in the Facebook community, HB Corpse. He actually bought an adapter to be able to use the dot shell in a Boro. He likes the dot shell that much. Gold snail for 75. See, you can get them used real cheap because people just want to get rid of stuff. Yeah, everybody's got that sickness. Really didn't like the Zeta for so many reasons. I loved the Zeta until I found the bridged. When I got my first bridged V1, I ended up replacing all 7 Zetas that I owned with bridgeds. You can get some bridged pretty cheap these days. I've seen some of the V1s and V1.2s going as low as $100 in some of the buy sell trade groups. The ifs are must keeps. The what now? Say that again. Yeah. Well, my original article that I wrote on the bridge, a lot of people gawked at the price of I think the original bridge was 155, but you got a button, you got a drip tip, and you got a bridge all for that price. I mean, you got people paying $50 for a button, $50 for a drip tip alone. That basically you're getting the bridged for $50. But I mean, I wouldn't. I've never actually put a panda button on any of my devices personally, but rephrase the OG. Oh yeah, the OGs are must keeps. Yes, you're correct. There you go. Vape shell was great. The vape shell was my first RBA, by the way. That was my first non pre-made coil on a billet box. And it didn't last long. I went straight from that to the Vape Snail, and then the Zeta, and bought the hell out of Zetas. One of the groups I'm in, what's his name, Ishmael, he had a group buy, and I bought like 4 in one time. It's weird, the dot shell, but hate the vape shell. Yeah. Yeah, Tony or HB loves the dot shell. There's so many bridges coming out, I can't keep track. I ain't gonna lie to you. I try to keep track and I can't keep track, Aaron. There's every single day I see something different. There's some one from, so I think somebody mentioned it like an hour ago in the chat. There's a bridge or an RBA that has like Japanese or Chinese, some Asian writing on the side. I guess out of Japan or whatever. But he guy in Italy, Danio, he was taking a look at it, and I've never even heard of it. And I try to keep up on all this, you know. Let me eat this other orange. Hope someday we will get a Boro top cool RDTA. Well, we kind of have that. You had the boxer, and then now we have this. That's the 415, Rusty. Ooh, got a little condensation there. Is this what you're talking about, Hornets? Something like that? This one's pretty good, except for that the whole top airflow that doesn't come from down here. It's panel compatibility that. Yeah, the B01, Tony. That's what I'm showing them there. But that's what that is, and I can show you that real quick. Hang on a minute. Let's pull this apart. Let's go down here. Show stuff. This is for Hornets to check out. This is the B01 from Skunk Works. But you got your airflow here, which makes you have to use special panels in a billet box, plus B01. This doesn't fit really good in Cerakote models right now. Maybe they'll fix it. I'm about out of juice, but you got to fill there and then just take the top off. And there's your build deck. So they're out there. The reason I didn't get the boxer is there was other better stuff by the time I was able to have an opportunity to even find a boxer for sale. And two, most people said the boxer sucked, so I didn't try it. So, but yeah, I'm using it in this box, BOXX, which is my panel, because that airflow doesn't work with anything I've got really, unless you use the panels that I got with them. But it actually works pretty good with that, so that's the reason why I have it in this. Let's see, what have I missed? I'm new to all the bridges, so I stuck to getting a BRIJG. Hey, funny man, I'm gonna be honest with you. The PMP coils in the BRIJG is not a bad way to start, to be totally honest. If pre-made coils weren't so expensive to go through as much as I vape, I would probably use it more often. The BP, I've tried it. I believe when you say the BP coolers, you're talking about these right here with the light blue. They're pretty good, but I didn't get much life. I got more life out of my M4 PMP cools than I got out of one of those. Use 1.5 primarily. Oh yeah. Allison, the adapter for the dot shell that a friend of mine's using is actually by one of those clone companies. I think he bought it from SXK or something, which was something original that they made, so technically it's not a clone. But I just don't even want to buy anything from that company just because they openly clone everything. Okay. Okay, yeah, Tony just answered that. 3F Vape. There you go. Wifes are temporary. I don't know, Seven. I had my 30-year anniversary this past September, so I can't get rid of mine. She won't go away. I better not joke. She's possibly got COVID, so. Hey, I have a topic. Bring it up. Go for it. Watofo has a PMP rebuildable kit. Yeah, but those the PMP rebuildable kit, Bo Weevil, those coils are 0.2 I think, or 1.5 or 0.15s. That's not my style. I'm point 0.4, point 0.5, 0.35. Lowest as I go is 0.35. So that I looked at that and I was going to do it. And I know a friend of mine that actually remakes his for his BRI but it's not my style of coil. So I'm looking at the pre-mob for stock coils. The pre-mob, I mean, the coils that go with the pre-mob that you're referring to are EUC coils, if I'm not mistaken. And there are tons of adapters already on the market for the EUC coil, including this one, which is the Mission EUC adapter, and it works great. But when I first started using EUC coils, I had the what's called, not the Dolphin Bridge, the made by a company over in Europe. I forgot the name of it, but it worked just fine too. So um, if you buy the pre-mob, you're gonna, I mean, you got other options. I'll just say that. Dope RBA comes out. Dope RBA clone out a week later. Options seem. Whoa, they've already cloned the Dope RBA? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Uh-oh. I've got a dry hit. We're bone dry. That's why. Let's throw some more cream cookie in there. Seriously though, do you think that China made the dope then? No, Tony. The dope is made by a reputable company in Greece. WV or VWM. They do all their machining in house, from what I understand. They made the Imperia and the Integra, which are arguably some of the best RTAs on the market even now. I seriously doubt that. Um, I don't buy into that. I know there's been a lot of companies that say that they make stuff, in their country or in their house that actually do have things made in China. And I know that that's possible and it does happen. Oh, they released it before it came out? Holy crap. Now, I mean, is it good? I mean, I'm not going to try it. I've oftentimes thought about possibly buying the clones of all the device or all the clones and comparing them to the originals, both in flavor and machining, and show the differences so people can know the differences in the groups. But then I thought about it, and that would probably I don't want to say it would bring attention to the clones, because the Bridge V2 just recently clone just came out, and I thought about buying it to show the differences of how to identify the difference between a clone and the real thing, so that people don't get screwed in buy sell trade groups. But then I thought about it, why bring attention to the fact that there is a clone of the V2? If somebody wants a clone, they're going to go find it and they already know it's there. I don't want to. So the Imperial was that good, huh, Aaron? I've heard on that whole China thing, I've heard there's been companies that make, high end mods and, RDAs, RBAs, RTAs that have actually provided a pre release unit to China to just to let them clone it. Because, yeah, I don't know if this is true or false, but I mean, if you get cloned, you've made it, right? So I don't know. Let's see, what am I missing here? Between the Cthulhu and the Pulse, what would you recommend? Also, any recommendations on a Boro tank that's easy to buy? Um, the Fernando, I went over this earlier, but I'll say it again. Um, to be honest, one and the same. It just depends on form factor and what battery you want. They perform just about as good. Um, the Pulse is going to be more customizable, I believe, in the long run. Uh, this is metal. This is plastic. 21-700, 18-650. This one's small. This, if I had to pick between them right now, if I could only have one, which please don't ever put me in that situation because I want them both, I would go with this one. I don't think anyone's either is better than the other. I just prefer the size of this one. Um, and as far as an affordable, easy to get Boro, when they open the website back up soon, Billet Box Vapor, if you don't mind, getting a black Boro with a red O-ring, I mean, you can't beat a Billet Box Boro. But if you're in America, or you can order from Vaping Art or Needed Stuff, Greg Packfish site, the Proros are in stock, I think, at both sites right now. So, Imperial is still the best RTA. Yeah, that's what I hear. I have clones of the Imperial and Integra 2. Imperial is my favorite RTA ever. Awesome. I have 2 Imperial in China. Can't touch machining. Yeah, that's probably right, Rusty. Ranger Rusty. There's the Orbit clone just recently came out also, and yeah, I don't want to bring attention to it. I'm not the kind of, I mean, I've owned clone things in the past, back in the early days of vaping, but I try not to. I don't try not to buy anything China, but I try. I'd rather buy something American before I buy China. I'd rather buy something from Greece or Spain or any other country, to be honest. I'm not I'm anti-clone. I don't believe I don't want clones. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into that argument, but I try to steer clear personally. But, again, there are high-end RDAs or RTAs or RBAs even that are probably made in China that you don't think are made in China. Period is most definitely. You see, I had jumped onto the Boro world before either of those Imperial or the Integra came out. And before I came to the Boro world, I was mostly Husar RTAs and RDAs, and I had a couple Monarchy RDAs. That was my world. I didn't make it into any of the other uh, rabbit holes, I guess you'd say. So I never. Straight Up Supply has Pro Rose right now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and as I tell my local friends that see all these billet boxes, and wow, man, I ought to get one of those. I'm like, unless you really want to drop some cash, stay out of the Boro world. And I never suggested to them to get an SXK, and I could see people getting in, like a gateway in with the SXK billet boxes, but yeah, I used to be very pro clone, didn't know better, couldn't afford the OGs, Boro mods started me. Yeah, and that's the same here, Tony. Back in the day when I first started vaping in like 2014, I didn't even know the difference really. So when I did, I started buying authentic stuff. But I mean, I went through the whole Anakin and all that. I tried the RPM cools and I did not like them. Um, Built Box Vapor sent me the RPM adapter and the A tank before they launched it, and I went and got me some. He sent me a couple RPM cools to try, and I went and got some more that were closer to my taste, ohms wise, and they just didn't hold up long. Same with the Nord cools. I just don't get enough time, enough life out of them. Took the DNA 60 out of my billet and back up. That's cool. That's cool. Now I did get I got a DNA 60 billet box clone from, like, not from SXK or something, but like not like this, which it's kind of like a clone. This is a Black Delrin knocked. But it was a pink plastic billet box made by somebody in Korea or something, and I was trying to do something on it. I ended up cracking it, so I pulled the chip out, and it's sitting in a box over here for the same reason. Wow. Matt Bennett's calling me on Facebook right now. Let me answer him real quick while we're on here. Let's see if it'll let me. No, because my mic's already in use. Let me mess. It's going to ring until I hit decline. Let me just hit decline. But I got to get going soon. Here, let me tell them. Call back in a sec on a live stream at the moment. But yeah, that was going to ring until I answered it or hit that. Let's see. What's your opinion RPM? I got that. Hey, what's up, Todd Sullivan? I don't mind. I'm not going to complain about a clone. That's your choice. You know, I don't shame people for clones. I just don't want to promote it, and I don't want them myself, and I won't recommend it to my the people. You know, I've back in 2014, I used to advocate really big. I've been to Montgomery, Alabama, to fight vape taxes in Alabama. I used to do a lot of advocacy work here in Alabama. But when I figured out that vape shops in Alabama didn't give a shit, I quit giving a shit. And while I still care about the industry, I just don't put the work into it. But I used to go around to vape shops and help people, you know, in the vape shops, and all the time try to get new people into vaping. Hey, what's up, Bo Weevil? Where you at? I'm in Tuscaloosa. Roll Tide. Even though we lost. I'm finally eating the second orange, by the way. Thanks, man. I don't want to be a sick boy, though. I'm hoping I don't catch what my family's got. So, let's see where we're at now. I don't mind. I'm not gonna, but yeah, that's me on clones. I'm not going to suggest it to anybody, but I'm not going to go into groups and denounce people for using clones. I don't do that. It's too much for a Boro. Well, who's selling a Boro for $150? Anyone have any ideas how to get stuff to U.S. from U.S. to U.K.? Yeah, I can't answer that. Funny man, I don't know. DNA 60C come out just for USB. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Hunts Vegas and Roll Tide. All right. Yeah, I've lived in Tuscaloosa since about the time that Georgia won their last championship. Georgia won the national championship in 1980. Well, actually, technically in 81. And about 3 or 4 months later, during the summer after that, we moved from Atlanta to Tuscaloosa. And I've been here ever since. Well, aside from my 10 years in the Navy. But yeah. Um, to answer your question about UK, your good guess is as good as mine. I wanted to make my own comparison on the best gear and thought I was still a hobbyist. I wasn't that committed financially. Now I'm full blown in the scene. Yeah, makes sense. You're Joe. Oh, hey, I know you on Facebook, Joe Sutton. And I know Pam too. Oh, Friendly Flex. Well, titanium's a more expensive metal, and Friendly Flipper is expensive by nature. So there's that. In comparison, Protocol is PRC. They're selling their titanium Boros for about $90. You can actually there's titanium Boros on Vaping Art right now for about $90. I think I forgot to say I ordered a Billet Box T-shirt right the other day. Awesome. Thanks. Anyway, guys, look, we've I'm enjoying it. I hope y'all are too. But we're almost at 2 hours, so I'm gonna probably go ahead and finish this last slice of orange and call a last call. Last call for alcohol. Maybe I should do like a vape and bogan and like drink beer and stuff, but I don't drink beer. If I do drink, I drink whiskey. Thanks, Seven. I appreciate it. Tax fear is so high. Yeah, exactly. All right, Bo Weevil, roll tide. But anyway, yeah, thanks, y'all. I appreciate y'all for popping in. I hope y'all got something out of it. I mean, we all chit chatted, so I mean, we had fun. 400 for Boro mods common though. Yeah. I mean, I hate to add it up. I mean, I probably got on my desk right here. I probably got $10,000 sitting right here. So, thanks, Fowler. I appreciate it. Take care, Allison. Glad to see you well, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah, my hospital thing that I had, which I don't know how much any of y'all know about it. I am 99.5% completely healed up from that surgery, so I'm almost done there. Yeah, Tony, I'll have that video going up later this evening. So, yeah, 3 a.m. man, I can't believe you're up, staying up late watching me. I'm not worth staying up that late for. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate it, and we'll do this again. Of course, I work most nights, so we'll figure out when that can be. So, anyway, take care, everybody.